speak English, only say thank you.
You are God.
We love you! We love you!
This is for the ones who care.
They've run out of time.
Yes! Come on, Leeds!
Oh my god! What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is hughwizzy and you're watching 90 More, or the breaking news for NS. Hope you're doing well. Make sure you are subscribed if you're new. And drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. We have got breaking news for NS. It's not just Premier League football that's been going on. Championship glory has been achieved today as Leeds United have confirmed their return to the big time. One of the biggest clubs in the country, whose decline was sad for all to see. Leeds United are back in the Premier League. It is official, they have been crowned champions of the Championship. And they are celebrating using the hashtag #WeAreBack after West Bromwich Albion bottled their slim chances of overtaking Leeds in the table, which is now mathematically impossible. Huddersfield getting a 2-1 win, and it is two Arsenal dons. Two actual Arsenal dons. Chris Willock, brother of Joe, who got the first for Huddersfield, and Smith Rowe, Emil Smith Rowe, doing the business for Huddersfield in the 86th minute and sending Leeds United back to the Premier League. This is huge news. I hope you're excited. This is one of the teams that we need in the big time, and means that we can see finally the return of one of the biggest rivalries in football, Leeds United against Manchester United. And it is such a great shame that we have had to wait 17 long years for the return of one of the country's biggest clubs to the big time. Let's not forget how it happened as well. The club pouring money in, desperate to achieve domestic and European success, spending just rose annually every year from 9 million to 21 million to 39 million to 82 million, peaking at around 119 million. Much of that money being spent on transfer fees and player wages. And when the club failed to qualify for the 2002 Champions League by only finishing 5th in the Premier League, it had to make drastic savings by selling players because they couldn't keep up with the debt repayments, which relied heavily on ticket sales and television income from the Champions League. And make no mistake, that can happen to your club, my club, any club. If the financial backing isn't there, the wheels come off pretty quickly. And the club voluntarily entered into administration, incurred 10-point league penalties, and then got relegated to League One. This has been 17 years in the making, this comeback, and it is a day to be celebrated. Huge potential, a solid, loyal fan base who haven't gone anywhere, despite the fact that they have fallen so drastically from the heady heights of Champions League football to struggling and having to go through all kinds of stuff with owners and fraudulence. Needed flushing. They had got themselves quite recently an incredible manager who's so highly thought of that it will be unbelievable to see him in the Premier League, and I hope he does intend to do big things with Leeds going forward, and I hope he gets the backing that he's going to need. He's respected the world over. A lot of people call him the best coach in the world, one of the most influential out there, and as you can see, they finish the job with 2 games in hand. West Brom 2 points from the last 3 games, so they really have bottled it. But it's not completely over in terms of automatic promotion back into the Premier League for Bilic's men. However, Brentford, I would say, have the upper hand now. They are on an incredible run, and I'm sorry to say this, but I'd love to see them go up automatically as well. Moneyball football at its best. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this manager. Let's talk about what he's done that's changed the fortunes of this club. Well, one thing we know for sure is that he's a winner, and he's determined to do and willing to do more than most others would. In fact, he has been pulled up on potentially sending his staff out to spy on his opposition. In fact, he's pretty famous for this. He says it's not illegal, it's not necessarily right, and he's got no bad intentions or wish to cheat, but you can see the homework that this guy does is serious. He goes balls deep and claimed that he was guilty of stupidity rather than cheating. I would suggest that it's the exact opposite, and that he's being very smart, incredibly hardworking, diligent, and looking to make sure that his team capitalises on any advantage he possibly can. Any information that you can get that will give you even a slight upper hand is worth having, and he's willing to send his workers to hide in trees and sleep outside people's houses and go through bins to collect all the necessary data.
¿Por qué voy?
Why do I go?
Porque no está prohibido,
Because it's not forbidden.
porque no sabía que iba a generar semejante rechazo,
Because I didn't know it would create such.
y porque aunque este trabajo no sirve para nada,
Because I want. Permiso, Marcelo. Because I want to. I didn't know I would have such a reaction, and because even though this going and watching an opponent is not useful,
me tranquiliza hacerlo.
it allows me to keep my anxiety low. Each opponent,
Toda la temporada 17-18.
we watched all the games of the season 2017-2018.
Estos 51 partidos de derby.
The level of detail is quite incredible. The signings of Helder Costa or Ben White or Jack Harrison, Jack Clark, Eddie Nketiah, they have done everything in their power and more to get them over the line. Let alone the fact that they've employed someone and trusted someone who clearly understands the game, but has been criticised before as running his players ragged. And, you know, it has been said that in the second half of the season, a lot of the time, the players just don't have it in them. So maybe the break has served them well. There are some clubs that it hasn't benefited, but Leeds United find themselves flying high. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leeds United back in the Premier League. It's patient on the ball. They're careful with it, much like Sheffield United, but they work for each other. And there are no shirkers allowed, you know. 1 point needed before today, but obviously with West Brom losing to Huddersfield, they have bottled, and now that lead is unattainable. Unassailable? Unassailable. Premier League return for Leeds United. The Whites return to the top flight. Leeds United clinching promotion back to the Premier League. Bielsa's side have had a fantastic campaign on the pitch, setting a new club record tally of 87 points with 2 games left to play. I mean, that in itself says it all, really. Championship is probably the most challenging league in world football, I want to say. Everybody in this league, I mean, almost everybody has been in the Premier League. Maybe there's like 3 teams who haven't been in the Premier League, if that. But they've been in the First Division for sure. Some of them have won the old First Division. Regardless, the competition is fucking ridiculous. The money at stake is, you know, it's game-changing, isn't it? And you get the feeling with the way that football's going that if you're not in and around the Premier League right now, if you're not challenging right now, you're getting left so far behind that there is going to be no return for you. Leeds United back in the Premier League. Oh, the big games. Oh, the big rivalries. Ellen Road. We go again.